Alright, so I was in my laundry room here and I was going to replace this single filter with a dual filter. And while I was checking all this out, seeing how it's going to fit in there, I noticed I got a problem here. The previous owner put galvanized onto this brass or bronze valve here, and then back here it's copper. So we got a little electrolysis going on right here. So it's corroding and rusting. So what I'm going to do is replace this 3/4 inch nipple with this right here. These are dielectric nipples. They stop the electrolysis from happening when you get two different metals touching each other. So we're going to do that, and maybe I'll replace this, but we'll see. But we're definitely going to put this there to stop that corrosion from happening. Okay, so since this nipple here is so corroded that I have a feeling that this is going to break when I try to take all this off of here. So I may have to replace this valve here, so I went out and bought an extra one. Because if it breaks in there and I can't get the pieces out of there, you know, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to replace it with a new one. Alright, so we're going to start on that next. Now we got to shut our water off and make sure to take the pressure out of the lines. Alright, I got two options. Either shut the water off to the house, the whole house, or this is the cold water coming in here to the hot water tank. I can shut this off and then open the hot water line and to get the pressure out of the line. Alright, so that is off. Again, I'm hoping if I take this off and it doesn't break in here, then we'll be okay and I can reuse this valve. Otherwise, I'll have to replace the valve too. And then, yes, I have to shut the water off to the house. So now we're going to let the pressure out of the lines. And it's probably a good idea also, once you shut the main water off and take the pressure out of the lines, if you have another valve on the other side for the exit, the hot water going out of the tank, which is right here. I also have another valve here. I'm going to shut that off because once I take this off, the tank will want to kind of empty out a little bit. So I don't want that to happen, so I'm just going to shut that off. Alright, so now we isolated the hot water tank, so now I can work on taking this off. So, first I'm going to take this line off here. And again, this, I'm afraid this is going to break here, but we're going to try it slowly. So far, so good. Probably a good idea to get a bucket ready or a pail or something underneath to catch any water. Alright, we got that part done. Now I want to take this expansion tank off. Okay, this is going to be a little tough because again I don't want to break that. So I'm going to need something else. You know what? I'll just stick this on here and put pressure on it the other way. Hopefully I can get it come loose without breaking it. Okay, got it. Now this expansion tank, as far as I know, what it does is keeps your pipes from making all that noise when you turn it on and off. It kind of cushions it, the water. All right. Wow, unbelievable. It didn't break. And I'm very grateful for that. That makes for a very easy fix. Okay, should be. Wasn't much left of that. It was leaking. Probably got so thin where the threads are here, it just started leaking out of the threads. But I'm very thankful that I'm able to take that off. So now we just got to clean this up a little bit, and then we're going to put this bad boy in there, and then the rest of it. Alright, now what I want to do is reconstruct what I had over there, but the part that goes from the inlet to the T, I want to make that a little bit longer, because if you notice I had that valve there, and that valve would hit here. So if I make that a little longer, it shouldn't hit anymore. So, put this in the vise. And I like using this stuff right here instead of Teflon. You can use Teflon. Teflon's good too. But I like using this. Just put a little bit on the threads. Oops. How about that? Sprung a leak. Huh. Well, that's nice. We just have to customize it, that's all. Well, that sucks. Oh well. Maybe Teflon wood is better. That's alright. It's still usable. Just not as nice as I wanted it to come out. Oh well. Now we want to tighten that up. That's good. Alright, now we want the piece that's going to go into the brass valve, which is this dielectric nipple here. That keeps any current, electrical current, running from that copper pipe and the brass valve to this galvanized. So, we're going to put a little bit of this goop on there. Alright. Now I'm probably not going to tighten this too much, just a little bit, because when I go to tighten it on the wall, I'm going to grab it from here and tighten it the rest of the way, so this and this should really tighten it down good. I'm just going to tighten it down a little bit. That's pretty good. Like I said, the rest of it will be tightened up in the house. Now for this other end, I happen to have this brass piece here, 3/4 inch. I may put it in here. I shouldn't get any electrolysis going on here because I have it separated here. But this part here is so thick, I don't think it's going to affect it. So yeah, I'm going to put that on here. Now, I like this brass here. I want this brass fitting here because the hot water flexible tube connects here, and this has a nice flat surface on it. It's got a gasket on it, just like a hose on your, you know, your hose outside. There. All right. So that's what it looks like. This is going to go in from the inlet from the house up to the expansion tank, and then this is going to go straight to the hot water tank. So we should be good to go. Okay, I'm going to put some more of this stuff around the threads. Don't worry if you put too much, it's not going to hurt it. It'll just seal better. Alright, now we can screw this on. Alright, now I'm going to need a wrench. I should put you want to support it because that's just a copper pipe in the back there, and you don't want to put any strain on that. That should be good. Now we're going to put the expansion tank back on. You know, while I'm at it, I'm going to check the pressure in this thing. Where are we here? Expansion tank. Air pre-charge 20. So I'm going to make sure this thing has 20 psi in it before I put this on. And how you do that is on the very top here. On the very top here, it's usually some have a cover on it like that. You pull the cover off. Looks just like a bike tire. Same deal. Okay, and you just put 20 psi in here, and then we can connect it back. Alright, we got our tank pressurized. It said pre-charge 20, maximum of 80. My pump kicks on at 40. I put it at 38. It should be alright. Alright, so we want to put some more of that thread seal on there. Okay, got the thread seal on. Okay, that should be good. Now I went out and bought a new flexible hose. It's a 3/4 inch by 2 feet long. That should do it. That's what the old one was. And because these gaskets right here, they get destroyed. So if you ever take it off, either just replace, if it's not too bad, the hose that is, just replace the gasket. It's pretty much the same as a garden hose. Alright, so we're going to put this on here. Now you shouldn't need any sealant on there. You can if you want, just a little bit. I may put a little bit on there, because it really seals on this face here. But, you know, you never know. And you want to clean that face off. Alright. You don't want to tighten these so tight that, you know, you're putting too much pressure on it, because remember, it's seating on that rubber gasket. Alright, now we're going to go to the water tank. I guess I could put a little bit on there too. Okay, it looks pretty good. I got everything tight here. This is tight, that's all tight. I guess we can turn the water on. Alright, let's give it a shot and see what happens. You want to open it slowly. You see my valve handle now doesn't hit this anymore. Before it was hitting this neck right here. That's why I lengthened this a little bit. So now we're good. And now we need to check for leaks. And it looks like we're good to go. And after any plumbing job, especially when you're working with galvanized pipe like this, and it's an MPT pipe tap, everything might look good. Come back and check it in about an hour or two, and make sure it's not. You might have a very slow leak. It's just good to check it, and if you do, then you're gonna have to take it off again, and re-put the new pipe sealant on there, or Teflon, and tighten things down better. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this, because I know I did. And the number one rule is always check for problems. So whenever you're checking something out in your laundry room, whatever, check your plumbing, check your connections, make sure everything looks good. And do it every week, every month, and you shouldn't have any problems, because this here was corroded and it was already leaking and dripping on the floor. And if I hadn't noticed it, who knows, if we were away, it could have just blown apart, and we would have had everything wet. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.